Imagine a time when your favorite childhood cartoon character wasn't the hero you grew up with, but instead a cold-blooded killer lurking in the shadows. What if Popeye, the spinach-loving sailor, wasn't a cheerful, courageous character, but a ruthless murderer driven by a deep, tragic past? The chilling movie, Popeye's Revenge, takes you through the horrific reimagining of the beloved cartoon character, exploring a twisted origin story and a terrifying revenge plot that unfolds years after Popeye's presumed death. The story opens with a dark and unsettling origin to Popeye's character. The film introduces us to a hospital room, where Popeye's mother is in severe pain as she goes into labor. The doctors are alarmed, as Popeye is born abnormally large, and his size causes extreme difficulty during delivery. In a desperate attempt to save the life of both mother and child, the doctors are forced to perform an emergency cesarean. When they finally see Popeye's face, they are horrified. He looks nothing like a normal newborn. His features are twisted and grotesque, and even his parents are taken aback by his strange appearance. Yet, despite this shock, his parents decide to love and care for him, as he is their child. As Popeye grows older, it becomes clear that his physical appearance and behavior set him apart from the other children. He tries to fit in by playing with them, but they relentlessly bully him for his looks. His unsettling presence causes fear, and he is cruelly taunted by his peers. There is only one person who defends him, a girl who sees past his outer appearance and tries to protect him from the mocking of others. One day, when one of the boys tries to hurt the girl, Popeye snaps. In a fit of rage, he attacks the boy, strangling him with such force that the boy's eyes pop out of their sockets. The horrifying scene sends the community into a panic. Terrified, Popeye's parents lock him away in the basement, hoping to contain the damage he could cause. However, Popeye is not entirely alone in the basement. He has a secret friend who communicates with him through letters, providing comfort in his isolation. Popeye's life takes a darker turn when the townspeople discover the truth about what he did to the boy. Furious, they storm the house, throwing Molotov cocktails at it. The house is set ablaze, and Popeye's parents perish in the flames as he desperately tries to save them. Heartbroken and left with nothing, Popeye flees from the scene, unsure of where to go. As the story progresses, everyone believes Popeye drowned in a lake nearby. His body is found floating, and it appears that his weight caused him to sink to the bottom. The community believes that Popeye is dead, and his terrifying story is all but forgotten. But this assumption couldn't be further from the truth. 15 years later, the story shifts to a group of 3 YouTubers, Cherry, Mia, and Alan, who are on a quest to document the chilling legend of Popeye. They arrive at Popeye's former home, now a desolate and eerie place, to capture footage for their channel. The group is initially excited but begins to feel uneasy as strange occurrences unfold. Mia, the videographer, notices something moving in the water nearby. Cherry, in her usual playful manner, spooks her for fun, but Alan, the more cautious one, warns them that they are trespassing and should be careful. As they set up their filming equipment, they discuss local rumors about Popeye's spirit still haunting the area. Some claim that his ghost lingers in the fog, appearing and disappearing at will. As Mia records, she notices someone standing in the background watching them. Alarmed, she tells the others, but they dismiss her as imagining things. Alan suggests they explore Popeye's abandoned house, believing it would make for more interesting footage. Mia hesitates and feels a growing sense of dread, but she agrees to wait outside while the others explore the house. While standing outside, Mia hears strange whispers calling her name. Turning around, she's horrified to see Popeye standing directly behind her. Before she can react, he violently smashes her head into the ground, killing her instantly. Meanwhile, inside the house, Popeye stalks the remaining group members. He finds Cherry and gruesomely kills her by ripping her mouth apart. Alan, witnessing these horrific murders, tries to escape, but Popeye pursues him relentlessly. In a desperate attempt to fight back, Alan grabs a hammer and strikes Popeye in the head, but it has no effect. Popeye overpowers Alan, crushing his skull with his bare hands, causing his eyes to pop out. With all 3 YouTubers dead, Popeye's legend takes on a terrifying new twist. He is not a ghost, but very much alive and still seeking revenge. As the bodies pile up, a letter arrives at the house, addressed to Popeye. It reads simply, "Welcome back." This reveals that Popeye's childhood friend, the girl from the basement, is still alive. and she has been secretly watching over him all these years. The fact that Popeye is alive and has returned for vengeance is now undeniable. The film shifts to a new group of characters. We are introduced to Tara, a young woman who lives with her mother, Laura, and her stepfather, Gorge. Laura and Gorge have discussed selling Popeye's house, as the property has been passed down to Laura after the mysterious death of Tara's history teacher. Gorge insists that they should sell it immediately, warning that everyone who owns Popeye's house ends up dead. Tara is unaware of the house's dark history and plans to go on a trip with her friends. However, the house, now belonging to her mother, is just a short trip away. Tara has the keys and does not realize the deadly implications of what awaits her and her friends. Tara's friends, Dylan, Donna, Nick, and Kathy, arrive and are surprised when Tara reveals they are heading to Popeye's house. They are shocked at first, as they thought the house had been burned down years ago. Tara reassures them that the house has been rebuilt and that it's safe. They drive to the remote cabin, feeling the unease settle in as they arrive. Once inside, they hear a girl screaming, but it's revealed to be Kathy, who was merely excited by the discovery of a hot tub. The group starts to feel uncomfortable as they realize their phones have no signal. Tara reassures them that the area has poor reception and they shouldn't worry. Unbeknownst to them, Popeye is lurking by the lake, watching them from the shadows. He has returned, and his thirst for revenge has only grown stronger over the years. As night falls, the man they had met earlier appears again, fishing by the lake. As he turns, he is attacked by Popeye, who strangles him to death. Meanwhile, Tara and her friends are oblivious to the growing danger and continue to party. The next morning, things take a darker turn. Tara checks her laptop and discovers that the weather forecast predicts a week of heavy fog, meaning they won't be able to leave the area for some time. As tensions rise, the group decides to start cleaning up the house. However, the atmosphere is unsettling, and one by one, members of the group start to disappear. Sky, Nick's secret lover, is found dead after Popeye drowns her in the water. The group tries to figure out what is happening, but it becomes clear that Popeye is targeting them one by one. Amid the chaos, Jane, Dylan's mother, arrives at the cabin with Tara's mother, Laura, and Gorge. They discover that Popeye is still alive and realize their children are in danger. The group tries to escape, but Popeye's fury knows no bounds. His next victim is Nick, who is killed gruesomely after Donna reads a message from Sky revealing Nick's affair. In a fit of rage, Popeye tortures and kills Nick in a brutal fashion, shoving his face onto a wooden spike. Popeye's wrath continues as Tara and her friends scramble to survive. Donna, overcome with anger, attempts to confront Nick, but she's horrified to find his dead body. Terrified, she runs, and the group searches for her. In the forest, Tara stumbles upon an old photo that includes her and her friends, as well as a shocking realization. Her mother is in the picture, and there's a deeper connection between Tara and Popeye than anyone could have imagined. As the group tries to flee, Kathy becomes Popeye's next victim. Popeye flips her car over and ignites an explosion that kills her instantly. Tara finally learns the truth when her mother reveals that, 15 years ago, Popeye was born in the town and lived there. He was bullied by the other children except for Tara, who always defended him. Popeye's tragic history explains his need for revenge, and it's clear that Tara has always been a target due to her past connection with him. The terror doesn't end there. Popeye's sister, who had been locked away in the basement with him, arrives and kills Gorge. She then reveals that Popeye is obsessed with Tara and plans to kill everyone close to her. In a final act of desperation, Tara sets Popeye's sister on fire, and she dies screaming. However, Popeye's rage is unrelenting, and he kills Tara's mother, Laura, before turning his attention to Tara. In the end, Tara and Dylan attempt to escape by running into the car, but Popeye grabs Tara and drags her away, leaving a haunting, unresolved ending. Conclusion: Popeye is still alive, and the terror he brings is far from over. His revenge will continue, and the haunting legacy of the tragic, monstrous sailor remains. If you like recaped movies, then subscribe Recaps You for more interesting recaped stories.